Just start with the good morning hello.
Of course, because Shannon didn't introduce herself. So that's usually what I do. So good morning, everyone. My name is Nancy Peltonen. I'm President and CEO of the Greater Palm Bay Chamber of Commerce, and thank you for joining our monthly Brevard Business Professionals. This will be the first time we do it, live stream it, and we'll have virtual networking. So we're pretty excited about this. And Shannon Gronich is our fearless leader with this group. So we certainly appreciate her sponsoring this today and all the assistance that she's given us. Because seriously, if she hadn't 4.5 years ago said, we need to do some live stream webinars, the chamber never would have been in the position it was to be able to handle this. We were old hats at 4.5 years of doing chamber chats. It was like, sure, we can just do more of them, woohoo! So I was actually making a list last night of all of them that we've done, and man, it's got to be about 15, I think. So the chamber though is still alive and well, and we have our calendar out, so you're able to see all the things we still have going. We really haven't slowed down any. So Carolina, thank you for that. I want to tell you about a few things coming up though, because I think they're pretty important. We have all the chambers joined together right when this happened. So we put the SBA as part of it, the EDC became part of it, the Economic Development Commission, the Tourism Office, We Venture for small business because they're part of the SBA, Melbourne Main Street, Groundswell. So a number of us all got together to discuss how to help the business community. We put on some webinars that discuss the funding. We brought Vince Lopresti in to talk about how to apply, qualifications. We had a training on with Q&A and talking with people that had already applied. And so we continue to bring you great information as a whole for the business community. The one I really want you to sign up for is this Thursday. It is from 11 to 12, and it's called Florida Road to Recovery. I've been on these since this whole thing started. It is Mark Wilson, the Florida Chamber of Commerce Executive Director and CEO, President and CEO, along with Dr. Jerry Parrish. They are the only chamber, I think, in all the states that actually have an economist on their staff. And they are talking about the road to recovery here in Florida and what that looks like. Because I think as we've all self-distance and our businesses have suffered, you don't want this all to be for naught if we open the wrong way and just suddenly think, yay, everything's open, and turn the light switch on and everything goes back to how it was. They really are looking to be strategic in how we open. And so join us on the 30th. It's 11 to 12. The link is on our website so that you can hear from the economist from the Florida Chamber, who has taken the lead on really helping bring Florida back online. And they are in constant contact with Governor DeSantis. They actually reach out to Jerry, who's the economist, to get his opinion on things. So this is high level, important information that really you can't get anywhere else on the state of Florida. So sign up for that, and then we're going to inundate you that day, because then in the afternoon from 2 to 3 we have Duncan Moore with 142 Productions. You know, they do the most amazing videos, and he's going to talk about how to utilize video at home. So you may not have the fancy cameras that 142 Production has, but you definitely have your phone, and people are doing videos, and it doesn't have to be the most polished thing in the world. I think we're all, you know, experiencing the technical difficulties in that, but I think just being authentic and being yourself is the way to go. So join us then that afternoon, 2 to 3, for our chamber chat. And as it stands now, we still have Congressman Bill Posey scheduled for our luncheon. So that's May 6th. It might be, we're trying to figure it out, because Congress does not want their representatives using Zoom. So we would have to be able to use, I know, so we have to be able to use another platform. So we're trying to work that out. And we're hoping that we're still able to have the congressman on, because they've been called back for that week, but with this stimulus bill and everything, they had to vote on that. So so anyway, mark your calendar. It's going to be the same as always. The first Wednesday of the month, it's 12 to 1. And you can bring your brown bag and your own lunch, whatever you got going there. And sorry, there won't be the great spread for lunch, but I'm sure some of you chefs have a lot going on, like Sally Ann. I know she's joining us right there. They own her own restaurant, so I'm sure everything she's making is great. And then that same week on the Friday, we just had such great feedback with our virtual networking after hours mingle. So the multicultural group is having their second after hour mingle on the 8th. It's 5 to 6. Last time they broke into karaoke, I don't know. I cannot vouch for any of the singing on there, but it definitely was nice to be able to catch up with everybody and see what was going on and just check in like we'll be able to do today. And then finally, we have scheduled out on the 12th, Chamber Chat with Marty Ward, and talking about your talents and gifts, and also talking about dealing, I would say, with social distancing. For those introverts, we are loving this. For those extroverts, this is your nightmare. So, you know, and how we deal with this, I think, is really important. And, you know, we've been at this for a while. I think I was looking back on my calendar, and I think we've been at this over a month now. The chamber closed its doors in mid-March, and then we all kind of started working from home. So it's been a long time. I think we're all kind of feeling the you know, you miss the routine, you miss seeing everybody live, and the hugs, and I'm not sure when we all get back what that's going to look like, if we'll be doing elbow bumps or just, you know, the namaste. I'm sure we'll figure something out, but yeah, it's difficult. So but we're glad you are all here, because the statistics show that those who stay engaged and active will definitely be in a much better position once we start reopening, because you've stayed engaged. It's not like you sat and Netflix for, you know, 6 weeks. You actually were working on your business, and that's what our goal is that you're still working on your business and not in it right now. You know, this is the time to be doing your strategic planning and looking at your cash flow and, you know, where and how you're going to pivot. So thank you all for joining us. I think that we're going to have a fun morning with Shannon. I've done one of these before, and it was really neat to be able to talk in a small group at tables. So I'll turn it over to Shannon now. And thank you, Linda, also for joining us. We appreciate your wisdom that you'll be imparting with us later in this. So Shannon, I'll turn it over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Nancy. And thank you so much for having that vision. Imagine if you weren't familiar with Zoom or weren't familiar with how to use all of this, how you would be navigating now. I'm sure a lot of chambers are just trying to figure it out. And I'm so glad that you have this place and this space so that people can continue to collaborate. Can everybody give her like a round of applause? We're so grateful, Nancy. You're just amazing. Thank you. So how many of you, if you can raise your hand, and I'm going to see if I can set this to where I can see everybody. How many of you have used, this is your first time using Zoom? Oh, cool. That is great. That means you guys are all on the platform. How many of you, this is your first time actually doing a breakout room where you get into a small group? Carolina, okay, a few of you. Okay, perfect. So part of Nancy's commitment, again, is that we come together, we get a chance to meet each other, we get a chance to network and collaborate. So in this next exercise, This is a time where we invite you to ask for what you're looking for. Share what you know, that you might call it your elevator pitch, or how you serve others, or letting people know what you're up to. And this is an opportunity for brand awareness and also client acquisition. And so ideally, if you're Nancy, you may say, I'm the president of the Greater Palm Bay Chamber of Commerce. I work with businesses to help them get exposure beyond what they normally do. We have great sponsorship and events. I'm looking for individuals who want to expand their marketing dollar and be a part of the chamber and how we market them. I'm kind of winging that, but you can see where she's describing what she's doing, asking, you know, making that request or sharing how she helps others. I help others get exposure to marketing and reaching new audiences, and then saying what I'm looking for. So it could be, who do you know that might be spending marketing dollars and not getting the reach that they want, or the results that they want, or who do you know? So ideally, that who do you know can get people kind of thinking about, who do I know? When you make the request, it's really important not to pull out your laundry list. You might say, I need somebody to come clean my house. I need somebody to cut my hair. I mean, just giving you an example. If you can pick one or two things, and one is ideal, that's great. In this time, we're going to break you, and Nancy, so if it's okay, I'm going to do 2 by 2 like we normally do, and then keep moving. When you do, it's wonderful when you can look the other person in the eye the best that you can. Usually you want to look at the camera and say, how can I support you? What are you looking for? And the best thing that you can do is just be present, just listen. And if you're not able to help them, then maybe say, I'll scout for you. If you don't have a pen and paper now, because we're not exchanging business cards, let's just take a minute to make sure you get a pen and paper. We're going to allow just a little more time because we want you to be able to do that exchange. Right now is not the time to get into a bunch of detail, but it may be, let me grab your name and number and let's book a time later on. So make sure that you have something to write with, or on your computer. Make sure you take notes and be ready to exchange that information. Here's my phone number, or the best way to reach you, best to text me, whatever that might be. We have a couple more people in the waiting room. So also, we want to make sure that you're switching. When you get into this group, if you can have your timer ready, I'm going to allow, since we're starting a little bit earlier, Nancy, I'm thinking probably a couple minutes each. And so if somebody can have a timer and just 2 minutes, and then just make sure that you switch. We want to make sure that each of you have time to share and connect and collaborate. Nancy, we've just had like 3 more people join in, so I'm going to do a recap. But is there anything that I forgot in this exercise that you want to make sure I cover? Or Carolina?
Oh, there we go. Yes, I don't have my mouse handy, so I do not like moving around with my finger. Anyway, no, I think that, you know, this is a time, and I know Shannon was saying that, you know, take information so that you can follow up after. Remember, for those of you that came to the speed networking, your fortune is in your follow-up. So you want to make sure that you are doing that. There's no excuse now not to take the time. If you're meeting somebody and great connection, then make sure you follow up. And also to, I mean, if you just want to chat, I know for some it's just a matter of catching up. We're like friends here, and you know, everybody's concerned about each other. So this is your time. So use it how you feel it'll be most valuable for you. But we are doing business, so I know how sometimes we all collect together, and then we spend all the time, you know, like what's going on. But really utilize this as your time to be doing business. We got up early. We made you get up for 8 a.m. I haven't done that since I've been furloughed. So, well, not furloughed, but here. So yeah, make use of your time while you're here is all I can say. So thank you, Shannon.
Beautiful. Thank you, Nancy. And Carolina, I just want to, she has my name at the bottom of her thing, but
You can
please.
change your name. I found out how to do that. Just go in and type your name at the top. It says rename and then you can type,
I
right?
have to say that she taught me something new today on Zoom. So thank you so much for all your support for Nancy and the Chamber and everybody being here. We know that you do the marketing. You got in here early to help Linda get set up. And I just want to say thank you so much for your commitment and your support. You rock.
She's a rock star.
She is.
Oh,
Okay.
look at that. Woohoo.
And I'm seeing so many familiar faces. I'm so excited to see each of you here. So when we break into the groups, it is timed. So it will literally cut you off and put you back into the room, and then we're gonna go into another session. So this is why it's really important to try to give each other time to connect and share. And it's okay to make that ask, what I'm looking for, or who do you know? Because again, we do want to support each of you in your business growth. So we have exactly 24 participants. Carolina, it looks like you and Nancy are going to be put into a room, just to give you a heads up. And so again, we'll be 2 minutes each. So I'll set it for 4 minutes. Please have one of you time and switch, and then it'll literally pull us all back in, and then we'll do a couple of rounds. So with that, ready, set, enjoy.
Hey, Barbie. You're mute. Let me see. You're muted.
How's that?
Yes. How are you doing?
I'm good. This is new for me, this breakout room.
That's great, right?
Yeah, I've learned a lot of new technology over the past month.
That's very nice. I think that this is a time of really learning things and trying to absorb. Things that we never had time to do it. So that's very nice.
Yeah. So, Zoom is new, Skype is new, and I'm trying to learn.
That's nice. How are you doing? Are you teaching from your home? How are you?
I am primarily by email. Because the way I teach, I'm a resource teacher, so I don't have a homeroom classroom. So the children communicate with me mostly by email.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So your email is about to explode, literally.
Yes. And I save a copy of every single email, because it used to be protocol that you didn't email a child, and now we spend our lives emailing children. So I save a copy of every single thing. I don't know how long this can go on, but I guess we have about 4 more weeks.
Right. How many kids are you teaching right now?
About 30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I have a couple other kids that I check in with every day by phone.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Lord.
it's
Do
good.
you have kids at home?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I have a kitten who I just locked up in a room because he doesn't like hearing all these voices.
I bet you.
How are you doing, Carolina?
Good. We are working everything online, like pretty much everybody, and it has been a very nice experience because we can tell that we didn't stop. We continue trying to have things for all the businesses, and we are trying to keep everybody connected. So that is a very nice thing, because of this new way of doing things that you are at home, it changes everybody's lives. Everybody's isolated, so you just do your thing at your home. So for us, it's very important to continue keeping people connected and trying to do things and learning things and how to do with this and helping people with some information. So that is why we're kind of excited with this new things to do.
Well, that's why I'm trying to stay connected by joining the meetings and stuff, so that I know what's going on. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So is there anything that the chamber can help you with your things now?
I think at this point, I'm in such a new place that I don't even know. I normally am looking for people who want to be connected with the schools, whether that means volunteering or marketing, but right now we don't even know when we can go to our school. I worked with Nancy on some food giveaway on Saturday. That was really nice. So
did you go there?
Yeah. She and I worked together the whole time.
That's so nice. That's so nice.
Yeah. So I read all the emails and try to keep up with what's going on. And if there's opportunities, I'll jump on them. But I'm in an unusual position where I don't normally I know what I need, but right now I don't.
Yes, yeah, so that's true. But if you need something, if you have any idea, we are trying to cover all the digital world, trying to share everything with everybody. So if you think that we can help you promoting something or trying to put the word out about any project or something that you are needing, the school, whatever. I mean, you know that everybody's trying to help.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll keep you informed.
Alrighty, perfect.
Thanks.
Alrighty, Barbie. Now we have to, what is the next step?
I have a countdown clock up here that says 30, I don't know.
So maybe we have to leave the breakout room. I'm going to click this one and see how that goes.
Okay. Nope, we're still here.
Okay.
Hi, Carolina. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, it mutes you when you come to the main room.
Oh, okay. Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Cindy. Good to see you.
You too.
I was just trying to share the event on Facebook.
Yeah, I wondered if it was on Facebook too.
Yes, it was. But one of the things that I was noticing is that I'm inviting people to join to this session because they will miss the networking part. So
Right.
oh, we came back. That's nice.
I said yes, and I learned something new again. This was really great. I think the whole world is learning more about Zoom than they ever thought they'd know. Oh my gosh. I did a Zoom call 2 weeks ago with almost 900 people, 900 registrants. And wow, it was really remarkable to see the interaction, the Q&A, the chat, my biggest webinar ever.
So Shannon, the fact that we're live streaming this, but breaking out into sessions, what are people on Facebook seeing?
So the picture.
I see Shannon.
The what?
They usually see my end or a picture. So yes, they don't see all the breakout rooms.
So
And
right now, what would they be seeing? All of us?
Right now, they're seeing all of us. Well,
I see.
because you're on the main screen, but whoever's talking usually comes up.
Oh, okay.
Right, and nothing in the breakout rooms gets recorded.
Oh, got you.
No,
okay.
Yep, it's all private. So anything goes in the breakout room.
Okie dokie.
So yeah, I forgot to mention a really important thing here that I want to make sure that that we do, because we had a couple people that were just listening and not really active, so they were stuck in this room. They didn't join. And so the key thing is that if you're in your room alone, please stay in your room, because I'm matching you up and it'll take just a minute. Okay. So, just hang on just a moment. I'm doing what I can to match you up, but once you're out, I can't get you back in. I don't know why. I haven't figured that part out. So Janice Fox, I know you were in there alone. We're going to make sure you get somebody in there this time.
Shannon,
yes.
Can you hear me? This is Jerry.
Yes.
Okay. You know what's happening to me? I've ordered a camera, so I don't have a camera yet. So to be able to, I'm on my cell phone, but at the same time, I'm on my laptop so I can see everybody. So you might see Jerry as a phone, but I was in the breakout room with Kaori.
You were? Okay.
Yes. So that's what's happening. And I'm sorry, but that was the only way I could figure it out finally. How can I see you all? So that's what I've had to do.
Can you just
fact,
use your, can
yeah.
you just use your phone? Because then it's going to be somebody without somebody. Is it
It's
okay?
gonna be, that's what I'm realizing now because of the great breakout. Yeah. But then on this, okay, I'll do that.
Or you can check everybody, I think, through Facebook. If you want to check that option, you can connect through Facebook.
You're going beyond my level here. So
And then she won't be able to engage too.
That's
So
true.
okay.
Yeah.
Let me get out. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. So
no,
yeah,
it's okay.
okay.
This is all learning for
Yeah.
all of us.
Yes, exactly. So let me get out.
Anybody else want to add any comments, questions, feedbacks, ahas before we go into our next session? Okay, I think we are going to, we said recreate new rooms. Ready, set, remember to pick a timer, hang out there for a minute if you're there alone, and here we go. It should be recreating here. Recreate all rooms. Okay. Doesn't look like you guys are going anywhere, so let me. All rooms will be replaced. Recreate all rooms. Okay. Open all rooms. Close all rooms.
Oh, it was there. Now it's gone.
It was there? Okay, so
Yeah.
recreate all rooms, open all rooms. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, oh, well, hello.
That's what we do.
Well, this is kind of fun learning about breakout rooms and everything.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Ah.
Adam was chatting, putting in the chat that you were an absolutely treasure. So I was like, I hope I can get her.
So what's your biggest challenge? That's what I asked Adam.
Okay, right now with my job or in general?
Well, with your job.
I think that the fact that we, of course, came to this new stage of being at home and not relating with everybody and not knowing what is happening. Personally, I think that that is one of the biggest things because we migrate everything to online world. And I mean, fortunately, we're doing pretty well, but at the same time, not being close to people as we used to, I think that that is a big challenge right now.
Yeah.
And what about you? What you were doing before the quarantine? I mean, you were like given.
You know, I always worked from home.
Ah.
So that's not different for me.
Ah, okay.
I'm not really, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, and so I'm really not looking for more clients particularly. I enjoy sharing what I've learned, and so I look for opportunities where I can share what I've learned. But I actually enjoy being at home, and I'm already set up for that. So that part's not really different for me.
That's awesome.
Although, having said that, I do really enjoy going to companies because I like the face-to-face stuff too. Mm-hmm. What I'm finding right now is that so much of what I have done with organizations to help leaders, I've basically done leadership coaching for many years. And, you know, it's a real game changer not to have face-to-face contact. So this is a new world, you know, so I like sharing tools that can help leaders get results, retain people, all that, because it's even more important right now. Yeah. Because it's such a fragile thread. And unless you cultivate that, it's going to go away.
Relationships, personal relationships. I have friends that I love and I really enjoy time with them. But now that everybody's in their homes, it's like, it feels like the relationship is not breaking, but it's kind of doesn't have that feed. Like, okay, let's have a coffee, let's go for a ride, whatever.
Yeah.
So to keep those relationships is more difficult, it's more challenging. You have to be more creative and keep in touch. And sometimes at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't want to talk more over the phone. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's exactly right. And it's so critical because what I was mentioning with Adam was that to keep people interested and productive and all of that, when you're not there, is a special art. It's one thing to maintain a friendship, because if you and I have been friends for a long time, it's probably going to be there. We can pick it up later because it's already built. But if you work for somebody, you've got to nurture that, or it's ether, it goes away. So anyway, we're going to get cut off here in just a minute. But the key is you've got to keep people focused on, you got to paint the picture of where we're going. Because you have to be thinking about that, and you have to want it, even when I'm not there talking about it.
Right.
And that's really the key, is you've got to envision past the crisis. And when people are in the midst of a crisis, it seems like everything.
Yeah.
It's not everything. Business will still happen, all of that. But I can't kind of get my head around it unless you paint a pretty darn compelling picture of why I should. And that will sustain it. Just like if we're friends, yeah, I know we're friends and everything, and I know that I can get back to you. And
Slowly but surely. But I see that our thing tonight is canceled, or is it only the 12 o'clock?
I'm not sure what the town hall meeting.
Yes.
It's at 8 o'clock tonight. Yep, it's at 8
Oh,
o'clock.
it is at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. I got 2 messages, and one said it was canceled. So, okay, I got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
How else are you? Yeah.
I think everybody's back. Is everybody back? It looks like it. Okay, quick share. Anybody want to share an aha or something about how they met or who they met?
Well, we were in the same room we were last time. So Diane and Bryson and I got to see each other again, which was nice though, because we got to chat more and find out more that's going on. And yeah, she's got something new. She's working on a USA Strong, and they're window clings that you can purchase, and we're all in this together. So that's her new endeavor. So it was interesting.
Beautiful. Did that happen to everybody?
No.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe I stopped talking and it goes back to mute. I don't know.
Yeah. Hi, Diane.
Hey, Jerry.
Yeah.
Still waiting on Royal Caribbean.
I know. Yeah. Yep. I know.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're stuck out here, all these cruise ships. I'm not really sure why they're all sitting out there, but they've just been stuck at sea. It's very interesting.
Anywhere else to go?
They have, right. They're not allowed to go until the green light. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, before we go in one more round, anybody else have any comments, questions, ahas? Are you guys exchanging leads and getting to know each other? Okay, who met a new person? Did anybody meet somebody they don't know? Oh, good.
I did.
Okay,
Wow.
it's working. Okay, good. All right, perfect. So we're going to do one more round here. And I did recreate the rooms. Nancy, it does look like you're going to be with Gretza. So let's go ahead and recreate. Add a room. Nope, don't add a room. Delete a room.
It's a learning process.
It is a learning process. Okay, recreate rooms. Hold on just a second, sorry.
Oh, Adam, what happened to your Hall of Mirrors that was behind you?
I was gonna go with Versailles for a minute.
Yes, I recognize that. It's gorgeous, my most favorite place.
Yeah.
All right, here we
It's
go.
amazing.
Waiting to send people there again.
Yeah, waiting to go again.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I know. Fancy meeting you here.
Yes, that's very nice. So actively participating.
Yeah.
How are
Awesome.
you doing?
Doing good, man. I've been busy. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know if I told you. A friend of mine. I know her through the YMCA, and she just recently divorced, and she's got all her crap in this storage unit in Cocoa. It's like her whole life. Her whole life is there, right? So on Good Friday, I hope you don't mind me talking like this, but on Good Friday, she said, hey, can you, I need to get some stuff out. I said, I'll help you, no problem. So from Good Friday, we've been there about 10 times. Just, I'm helping her throw stuff away. And she lives in Palm Bay. So we go from Palm Bay up to Cocoa, down to Palm Bay, back to Cocoa. So just, I'm busy working, but on my personal, I've been helping her out. And she's like, you sure you don't mind? I said, I'm going to do it. This is my project. It's been rewarding, it really has been. She's a nice person. She's Christian, and she just needs some help right now. So I don't mind helping her.
That's nice, because I think that even these social distance, even though you want to help some people, you can't. I mean, it's like there is another girl from church as well that she needed a hand in her house. And I was thinking, I would love to help her. But at the same time, I'm like, maybe not, because it's cleaning her house. She put a candle, and it seems that the candle was made with some grease or whatever. The air got like black. She has like it was like a huge flame in the house, so she has to clean. I mean, it's a huge thing. So I was thinking I would like to help her, but
well, it's funny. She's a nurse, and so when I haven't seen her in a long time. I haven't seen her, so I help you. But she had gloves, she had the mask, and we were keeping 6 feet away from each other. I'm like,
it feels weird.
I said, look, if I'm going to help you, we're going to have to, I can't stay 6 feet because we're just, in there, moving stuff around, finding out what she wants to keep, what she wants to throw away. She reminds me a lot like you. She's a Christian. She's got a great soul. She's a really nice person. So I don't mind helping her. It's a lot of work. But,
oh my God. I mean, moving or all that type of thing is kind of those things that you don't want to do. I mean, at least do it once in your life.
Exactly. That's why I'm glad I stayed here and I didn't move. I stayed at my house. So I hate moving. Moving sucks.
Oh my God. I have moved actually 2 times in my life.
How many?
Two or three, maybe.
I know, yeah.
But it's chaos. It's a chaos.
It stinks. Yeah. So how you been? What have you been up to?
Good. At home, on weekend I rested very much. I watch I don't watch television so often, but I watched a couple of movies that were very interesting, very interesting. So I ate. I have been so bad. I mean, like really so bad. I don't know if I told you, but when I had the opportunity to go to the store, I got chocolates, cookies. I mean, things that I have not eaten,
Yeah, right, yeah.
Oh my God. I was thinking I need to finish these things, but finish them for not eating more. But I was thinking I'm a mess. I was eating chocolate, cookies. I lost 14 pounds and I got back already 5 pounds.
Okay. Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, 5 pounds, I think.
All right.
Oh, no, a little more. But I have been eating like a crazy person. I mean, like the food is going to finish.
Well, that's probably healthy. Your body's craving it, so that's healthy for you.
Yeah. If I'm eating something sweet, I am like, I would like something salty. And then when I'm eating something salty, I'm like, okay, let's get the chocolate. Oh my God, it's amazing.
That's why those chocolate-covered potato chips are so good. Those are my favorite. It's salty and sweet at the same time.
Oh, they're calling us to the. I don't know if we should.
We have
1 minute. And what are you doing? How is the job? How is the company? How are you?
It kind of slowed down, but then my boss called me first thing in the morning. Actually, my boss's boss, our director, she called me first thing in the morning. We had a big project that I worked on all day yesterday. I just sat in the computer for like 8 hours.
Oh my God.
Which was good though. I enjoyed it. I had 2 pages of a PowerPoint. They're putting together a big PowerPoint, and I had 2 pages to do, but it was like packed full of information. So
That's nice.
Yeah, so keep him busy, staying real
That's
busy.
That's very nice because I mean, this is a time to be creative, I think, and build some stuff. So that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah. So, all right. Well, good seeing
All
you.
right, see you
All
later.
right. I'll see you back in here.
Put this in the chat box here.
Okay, perfect. Looks like we are all back. Did anybody feel rudely interrupted? Yes, Nancy's like, yes, I was. So great. That was 3 rounds. Yep, Sally Ann, yes. Sorry about that. Does it give you, it gives you the 60-second notice, right? Does it let you know that you have 60 seconds left? Okay, that's what I thought. Perfect. Did everybody get some
But
new?
you know what? That 60 seconds seems like it goes faster than normal.
Yeah.
Winding down. It's so good to see Sally Ann. I saw her last month on one of our Zoom from WPN as well. So
Yeah,
it's fun to see people we don't normally get to see anymore.
that's right.
How's Georgia?
She's in Alabama, Huntsville.
I'm in Huntsville now, Alabama. I left Hawaii. It's not paradise.
Yeah.
Well, I did want to let you guys know that we are still looking for sponsors for this event. You can reach out to Nancy or Carolina about that. This is a great opportunity to be showcased. Like, we have tons of people on Facebook right now. Everybody say hi, Facebook. And so this is a great opportunity for you to be showcased, share who you are and what you're up to. So please reach out to Nancy and them if you want to be our featured sponsor, because right now we would be talking all about you and giving you a moment to shine and share who you are. And I think you made me the sponsor. Now that I'm talking,
Yes,
I'm the sponsor,
we did.
right?
Yes,
Oh,
you
okay.
are. So you can, you know, I've been cleaning, so this has been good for me because, as you know, I moved in and just really threw everything in the room and that was it. So I've been going through things. I found your Media Magic book, which I have been meaning to reread again because it's so fabulous. So you have that coming up, correct?
Yes, we do. We actually have Media Magic coming up this Friday, and it's going to be done virtually. And should I talk just for a moment about it now?
Oh, please, please, please. It's
Yes,
your turn.
yes. Yeah. This is one of our signature workshops. It's actually supposed to be the 6th one, but we're not technically calling it the 6th because we're not at a hotel and that. But why this is so valuable for each one of you is that we actually, it is a workshop. We're going to be working on your expert power bio, and that is the story about you that gets more people saying, yes, I want to do business with you, speaking gigs, all kinds of things. I use it with proposals and lots of things. So the power bio. Then we also teach you how to write a press release that stands out above all the rest. I've been able to garner millions of dollars in free press. So I give you this simple system and you actually leave with the first draft of your bio. And then this time we're also going to be working on the marketing plan and giving you strategies for this pivot. Because right now things have changed in marketing. A lot of ways of how we've been doing business is not the same, and so you will actually be working on your marketing plan with this template. So what's great is we do breakout rooms. We have a mastermind lunch, so we'll do a quick break and you can go grab your lunch, and then we come together and break bread and focus on what you're working on. And this is specifically for sales and marketing. So sometimes people bring websites to have them reviewed. Sometimes people bring marketing copy, whatever it is that you need on your business in sales and marketing. We have a team of people that have come and are sharing their expertise to help you do that. The link is shannongronich.com/MMI for Media Magic Intensive. I'll put that in the chat room, shannongronich.com/MMI. It's a fraction of the normal price because we are not at a hotel and we're not paying for meals. But this is if you need help with language or you're what you're doing, this is the event to be at. Nancy came to one and I was so thrilled to work with you on your press release, and thank you for letting me be a sponsor.
No, absolutely. Thank you for sponsoring, and thank you for hosting all our chamber chats because you had the platform. So we certainly appreciate all that you do for the chamber. You're just one of those connectors and really have that heart of gold that we all just love. And so people just gravitate to you. You have that aura. I've always said that. You just have an aura that's hard to explain to others, but you just always come in with this, how can I help? And it's amazing. Even I know when you've had times that for you to still be asking, how can I help? It's amazing. You're, just the way you are, Shannon. So thank you for doing this for us.
Thank you, Nancy. Well, I love your innovation and I love all the people that you bring together. So now, and also, I'm also thrilled that you trust me to bring in remarkable speakers. And every time we've just had wonderful people that I'm inspired by, I'm taking notes by. Our speaker today, Linda Cobb, she's going to be talking about what's it like to work with you. She is a practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming. Can you raise your hand if you know what NLP is, neuro-linguistic programming? Okay, if you don't, this is something to really check out because this is a powerful tool that makes you more present of your words and things. She's a corporate coach, retirement coaching, trauma debriefing, as well as various assessments. My personal story with Linda is that a number of years ago, I had a nationwide organization, had lots of employees, and we had a major shift that happened in our corporation that had we not had Linda come in and help us manage that change, it would have completely dismantled the company. I feel that strongly with what she did. She helped me as a leader understand change, bring the whole team together to help navigate the change and really create a shared vision. And she is so gifted in so many things. Linda, while you were in the breakout room, I was talking to the people on Facebook, and I had to let the cat out of the bag that you've secured over $1 million in corporate contracts. I said, that's not what she's talking about today, but she's also very gifted at getting into corporations. And so Linda, thank you so much for being here today. I look forward to your talk. And so you can go ahead and start the screen share while we're doing this. And those of you on Facebook, you can feel free to like and share this. We would love to have you share this particular topic and what we're up to. And if you have any questions, please type them in the chat room. And if we have some time afterwards, we'll have Linda answer those questions, not ask those questions. And we have a happy birthday in the house. I've never done a Zoom happy birthday. She's giggling. All right, Linda, while you're doing a screen share, we can all sing happy birthday. Are you almost?
Whose birthday is it?
Corey's?
Kaori?
Oh, Kaori. Oh.
Yeah, Kaori. All right, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday, dear
Carrie.
Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
That's a preview of the happy hour. Yeah, sing along we had. Let me just tell you.
You guys.
Carrie, you were my first breakout and you didn't even tell me.
I know.
Happy birthday, my dear. Big hugs, big virtual hugs.
Oh, thank you.
Right, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And she looks like a baby.
Oh.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Awesome. And so, Linda, are you all set on a timer or do you need a 5-minute warning?
A 5-minute warning would be great.
Okay, great. We'll turn it over to you. Thank you, Linda, so much.
Okay. And you can hear me, right? Okay.
We can hear you and we can see the screen.
Okay. So this is from a much larger presentation that I do. So I am going to just make that disclaimer. So I want you to, this was a presentation I was going to do in person. And then I realized that in the current situation, it's even more important to really understand what it's like to work for you, because your organization is kind of like a circuit board. It's only as useful as the circuits responding to one another. That's how results are created, really, in any organization. There are moving parts. And your job, really, as the leader of an organization, a unit, whatever. And again, you can also think of your home environment in the same way, is that your job is to keep things flowing and keep the energy moving so that results can happen. So today I just want to share some quick tools with you to make that hopefully a little bit easier as leaders. I think it's really important to understand that there's a cycle to change, and this particular time in our country in our world is no different. There is a cycle to it. First stage is shock. This is also the grief cycle, but coaches always condense things down to no more than 3 things. So first stage is shock. That's where we're sort of immobilized. We don't understand what's happening. We need information at that point. Second, once we understand what's happening, the second thing that people go through is what I call search stage. And in that stage, we're questioning everything. Why now? Why this? Why me? Why? And that's a difficult time. And the reason that's depicted as a downward trajectory there is that something suffers right there. Our productivity, our emotions, something in all this questioning. Often it's our productivity that takes a dive right there. Then what you'll notice is the last stage I call adapt. And what you'll see there is that that's at a higher place than where you started. That's because, you know, as humans, every time we go through one of these change cycles, there is the potential to come out better as long as you can make it all the way through the cycle. The problem is some people get stuck in shock or search, and we don't make it all the way up to the adapt stage, which is how am I going to operate my life now that this thing has happened? And the reason it's at a higher place is that as humans, we always have this potential to use change, even grief, to come out better. And I've done trauma debriefing in the past, and what I learned was that the human spirit has this remarkable ability to reach into the ashes and find something good no matter what. It's quite remarkable, but it's quite consistent. I never found a group that I worked with that couldn't find good that came out of a crisis. As leaders, that's critical for you to understand, is that during times of crisis, there will be businesses that will jump ahead. There will be new technologies that will be created. There will be good that will come out of it. That is the nature of humans. We find things, we band together and push through things. This will be no different than that. So your job as a leader is to nurture that. Certainly keep information flowing, support people during the search stage, because that's what we need most then. But then look for things, remember strengths we've had in the past, or find strength you didn't know you had. That's how we get all the way up to the adapt cycle. And that's what keeps advancing civilizations, businesses, individuals, every time we go through the change cycle, as long as we keep moving through it and don't succumb to self-pity or shock. Okay. So understand that results are always created in relationship. Results are created with others. None of us live in a vacuum. As people go through this crisis, they are experiencing external environment, definitely, and adapting to that. But keep in mind, there's also an internal environment that's going on. A lot of people are confused, they're resistant, or just feeling overwhelmed. That's very critical to keep in mind with the people who work for you. The critical thing to understand in terms of what it's like to work for you is this. Intentions can be felt. Human energy is an interesting thing. And when I am with you, if you've ever been around somebody who has said all the right things, but you didn't believe them, have you ever been around someone like that? Nods. Yes, great. Okay. That's absolutely true. That's the nature of human energy. Intentions can be felt. So the key is, as leaders, now it's critically important that the people you lead understand that you know exactly where you're going and you have a plan, and that you value them and you understand what they're going through. That drives everything. Because think about this, you're not going to be able to be hands-on overseeing people during this time. So what they think on their own time is everything, because that will determine people's productivity and what kind of actions they take. Intentions can be felt. Remember that how your mind works going through that cycle of change is that whatever you focus on gets bigger, and you get what you focus on. Thoughts plus emotions accelerate the whole process. But when your mind is focused on negative things, keep in mind your mind is not 100% reliable. It can get fatigued. And when it gets fatigued, it'll start throwing you negative messages. That's the equation. So if you understand that about people, your job as a leader is to focus energy toward results. How do you do that? By painting a clear picture of exactly where you're going as a company, or a small organization, or even as a family. We're going to get through this crisis, and on the other side of that, this is what's at stake, or this is exactly where we're going. People follow clarity. That's probably the most important message, is that people need to know that you care and that you know exactly where you're going. So here's some tools that may be helpful for you. Keep in mind, during all of this change going around us, you have control of exactly one thing, and that is yourself. You have no control of other people. Sometimes it may feel like because you're responsible for other people, you control them. You do not. And we can't control facts right now. So what you have control over is yourself. So I like to think of 3 boxes. Stay in your own box. And if you've ever tried to change another person, think about how that went. Okay, a lot of you are working in virtual environments. Most of us are. Engaging a team in a virtual environment is very different than one-on-one. If I'm meeting with you in person, I know exactly what you're doing, and you know that I'm looking at you. So when you're meeting virtually with people, first thing to do is understand what your own energy is like. Are you showing up with everything you have to give to your team? Are you distracted? What's your background look like? Do you look chaotic? In your appearance, in your background, you have to look like you're on and you're present with your team. So think about your own energy. Take a minute to just create some space for the people that you're going to be interacting with. Think about your team members. Maybe list them, have them on a sheet of paper in front of you. What might be going on for each of them? Put some thought into that before you have a virtual meeting. And what do they need most from you? In general, what people need during times of crisis is hope. That's your job as a leader, to help them see what's on the other side of this crisis. How can we maybe jump ahead as a business or create something new? And they want to know that you can provide clear direction. So create a clear intention for the meeting prior to having it. There's only 4 reasons to have a meeting: educate people, make decisions, solve problems, or strengthen relationships. And every one of those is an important reason to have a meeting right now. Keep very clear about what's the purpose of your meeting with somebody online or a group. And how do you know if you'll have achieved your purpose? Just get really clear, because clarity is magnetic. So to keep people involved, help people feel the problem. They have to feel what's going on or they won't take action. So you can do it with an anecdote, some statistic, a surprising statistic or analogy, anything like that. Create ways for them to take responsibility. Zoom has there are ways you can survey people right on the screen as you're talking. That's a very valuable tool. Give people something to respond to right away so they don't just take off their video and go do laundry. Give people tasks, tally responses. Use the least amount of data you can. Don't bore them with a lot of slides. The 5-minute rule, never go longer than 5 minutes without giving them another problem to solve, even no matter how small it is. Okay, keep in mind that you as leaders, you direct energy. The only way that action is taken is when human energy is directed by thought. So the truth of the matter is, it may feel like you manage people, you manage thoughts. If they're not thinking about that place you want to take them, when you're not there, they're not engaged. It's so easy for them to just let it go. So keep in mind a compelling reason that you give them often. You may need to check in with them actually more often on a Zoom meeting than you even did in person. So how are you going to maintain your effect on others even when you're not around people? This is the key to good leaders right now, is often ask yourself, what's it like to be on the receiving end of me? Most of us are not thinking about that. But it's very critical right now that you show up and you show you care to the people who work either for you or with you. This could be clients as well. What's it like to be them right now? Really think about them. Be very clear about requests or results you would like to create. Paint the picture beyond the crisis. There is a, if you've ever taken karate or known anybody who did, you know that they use a board and they can chop through the board with their hand. The way they do that, the way they train people to cut a board with their hand, is they have people focus beyond the board, just below the board. Your mind is a very powerful thing. When you are focused beneath the board, your hand can break through the board. If you start focusing on the obstacle, people can't do it. That's your job as a leader, to keep people focused beyond the crisis. There's some focus tools you can use. One is keep meetings really short. People tend to focus more narrowly when they're in short meetings. Segment simply means most of our days are broken up into time or task. So take little segments of time and decide the one thing you want to accomplish with each segment of time or task. Only one. Don't ask your mind to do 6 things at once. It's not capable of that anyway. So that's segmenting. Next one is a mind map. This is an example of a mind map. Prioritize things in 3s. Your mind can grasp 3 things and remember 3 things. Once you get past that, that's sort of the tipping point. People get very scattered. They can't get their arms around that. Circles are visually calming. Psychologically, they're calming. If you convey things using this mind map technique, it'll be a way of getting their attention, but not in a chaotic way or with too much text. This is a very useful template, and you're welcome to have all my slides, however you want to share those, Shannon. You can predict with humans what's going to happen. All of the necessary things you need to make change happen are at the top. You need vision, skills, incentive, resources, and an action plan. All those will create change in your organization or personally. Absent any one of those, here's what will happen on the right side of your screen: confusion, anxiety. So this is just a little diagnostic that can help you understand, what am I missing? Why am I having this result over here? And that'll give you someplace to look to diagnose where the problem exists. Understand that now is a really critical time. If I can be of help to you in any way, that's what I want from all of you, is I want ways to share the tools I've learned and that I know work. So if I can be of help with you, I invite you to schedule a complimentary 30-minute strategy session. You can go to lindacobb.com strategy session. You can email me or call me. This item at the bottom in green, I want you to be aware of. this is a new network of coaches, consultants, counselors, and so forth that are banding together to offer free resources to essential workers, however you define that. It's in the process. We're getting it up and running, but I just want to put it out there so you're aware that it's happening. I'm on the network. Other coaches, I invite them to participate as well. So we're putting this together right now, and it's designed based on one that has already been done in New York City. So I thank you for being here this morning. If I can be of any help to you, please know I'm very willing. And I don't know how my time is doing here.
You still have a little time, but we can open it up for questions.
Let's open it up for questions.
Okay, anybody have any questions? I just want to say I love the part when you were talking about what is your purpose? Keep your eye on the purpose to accomplish it. And I know right now as this is any time in life. A lot of times we're popping from event to event to event, and I know that when I go in with an intention, I'm more likely to achieve it just by, as you said, taking that time to do that.
And it's also true that when you create a strong intention, it's a good idea to write it down. All that does is, it's kind of weird, but it actually imprints a little bit more if you write it down. So, and you can do that throughout the day. If you're feeling, you'll be amazed how much you can accomplish in a day if you create an intention for each little segment of time. You'll be amazed. You'll accomplish it, move on to the next. Accomplish, move on. Accomplish, move on. It's not that difficult, but at the beginning of each segment of time, set a clear intention. It's never been more important than now to be intentional in your actions, particularly if you lead others. If you're scattered, the people you are leading will be scattered, and you're very likely to lose them out to the ether. When people get overwhelmed, they get scattered and their brains go all over the place. Your brain is not effective that way. Your mind is only effective when you narrow the focus to one thing. Your mind really functionally can only do one thing at a time. So
there's a question that came in. What steps can we take to slow down and do some of these steps that you describe? We're busier than ever. What are some steps that we can take to slow down?
Breathing, which sounds very simplistic and everything, is one of your key things. If you take a deep belly breath, set an intention for a segment of time, that alone will slow things down enough and get you focused on just one thing. What do I want most for the next? And the segment can be as small as you need it to be. During chaotic times, we need to segment much more narrowly and in a shorter time frame. So it may be, what do I want most for the next 5 minutes? Okay, may need to tidy up my office, whatever that means. And just give yourself one thing to focus on, then go to the next 5-minute segment, however you need to do it. That alone will slow things down. Taking a deep breath. Some people set a timer that they have to take a break every 15 minutes or something, moving around. Exercise is a great thing to lower stress. Introducing routines is also a very good thing. So if you have morning routines you can keep in place, even something as simple as setting a timer, and every 30 minutes I walk to the kitchen and drink a full glass of water. Interestingly, staying hydrated also keeps your body in tune and more calm. There are a lot of things that we attribute to stress that are actually physiological things. You can create a headache for yourself simply by being dehydrated. And we forget. We just forget. During times of when things are feeling a little chaotic, routine is really critical. So that's another thing you can share with people you are leading is, what's your routine? give people ideas, but segmenting is a really good one. And writing down your intention can just become part of the routine, but it also imprints it much more solidly. Any other questions?
Okay, going once, going twice. Everybody's muted. If you're trying to find your unmute button, it's down on the bottom left. And if there are no further questions.
Carolina, were there any on Facebook? Any questions by chance? No. Some are following us on Facebook, so just in case.
Yeah, we have 10 people watching us right now, so which is great. And I have a big favor to ask everybody that's here just to support Nancy and the Chamber and keeping things going, is if you go to the Greater Palm Bay Chamber of Commerce and find this event, check in and then write a comment. Just, give your feedback on how it was, but please go and check in. You'll see this event. It's under events. It's at the Greater Palm Bay Chamber of Commerce Facebook group. That would be so wonderful. And you can share the video too, but also just check in and let people know that you were here. Tell Nancy how much you love her. Not that she wants it all about her, but yes, Deborah's like, yay.
It looks like Gretza has a question.
Perfect. How do you avoid procrastination?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great
question. It's a great question. I'm sort of a master at that myself. And what helps me every time is I set a small intention. Again, during times of chaos, it's so easy to, I do a little of this, I do a little, I'm all over the place. But the big things that really could have an impact, I don't do because it feels hard. So set a small intention. Maybe it is for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to get rid of this stack of papers. That's all. And I don't go beyond that. And then I'm to the next little segment of time, create one intention. And again, you'll be amazed how much you can accomplish in in a day, let's say. But chunk it down into very manageable segments that seem laughably small. What's the smallest thing I could think of to do in the next minute? The smallest thing, not the biggest thing. Don't start with the biggest. And your mind sort of gets a little momentum going because it sort of goes, well, gee, I did that. I could probably do this. And it builds its own momentum. And I would reframe it and I would not call it procrastination. Because words are powerful. And if I define myself as a procrastinator, then it's not my fault.
I try not to, but sometimes it's like, okay, I got to see what it is.
Yeah. So I sort of reframe it sometimes and say, I'm going to do something that's not urgent, but it is important. And it doesn't, that way it doesn't matter that I haven't done it in a long time. The point is, I'm going to do something important. What's important? Well, what's important is this stack of papers. That's all. And I'm just going to take this stack of papers and I'm going to file them. And then what starts building on itself is that feels like an accomplishment. And so then I go, well, your brain sort of builds on that and says, well, you did that. Maybe you could do this other pile. Okay. Or not. In other words, you can give yourself an option, but again, be intentional. If you paint the picture in your mind of, I wonder what this would feel like, and turn it into a question. Your mind loves questions. So if I say, I wonder what it would be like to be in my office totally organized. I wonder what that would be like. I think that would feel great. Again, we buy into the fantasy, and if I can start imagining what that would be like, very motivating. And even if it's, I wonder what it would be like for my desk to be clean. I wonder what it would be like if I could find any piece of paper within 30 seconds. You know, your mind will kind of start noodling on that and go, that would be cool. And then it'll start thinking of ways to do that. How could I make sure I could find any piece of paper in 30 seconds? Well, your mind will start coming up, maybe not right away, but it'll start coming up with solutions. Does that help? Okay. Anybody else?
We have time for one more. That's a great one, procrastination. Okay. Thank you, Linda. And what an amazing gift to spend a half hour with you. I encourage everybody to take advantage of that. She's come to speak at our community, and I've had a couple people say that you've really helped them navigate some of the pivot a lot easier. So
excellent. Good.
My pleasure. What a great gift. Nancy, I'm going to see if you have any final remarks, but I just wanted to give a little Media Magic tip. I don't know if everybody saw this, but if you can go to, again, the Greater Palm Bay Chamber of Commerce Facebook page and find this live video, in the comments, put your information there. So that way, as this video is being shared or people go back, then they can easily see and find your website and what you're up to. I would say a comment like something great. So it's not, directly sales, but just put in there, nice to meet everybody. And here's my contact information. So that's just another added exposure, because I know most of the webinars that we do together, Nancy, we get hundreds of views just for that one. So piggyback on that media. I'm going to give away to the Media Magic, but Nancy, any closing remarks before I do the giveaway? I was trying to figure this out because normally we do business cards, so I have an idea, but I didn't get your blessing yet.
I knew you'd find a creative solution, so no worries.
Yeah.
No, I just want to thank everyone for joining us. I think staying in contact with each other, knowing that the chamber is open and here to assist you. You can call the number's been routed to my cell phone. I have been dealing with my garbage cans were stolen. What do I do? And all kinds of important calls. But the chamber's open and they know that, so we are seen as a resource to call. So I do have to check with FPL though. I've got a number of my transformer went down in my neighborhood. So anyway, but thank you all for staying engaged, for playing full out. I know we made you get up early, and we've not been doing that. At least I haven't been. So thank you all, and thank you, Shannon, for sponsoring this great Brevard Business Professional. Linda, I took a whole lot of notes. I'm sure people are going to want your slides. So thank you for being willing to share that with everyone. We'll get that posted underneath the stream so people are able to access that and get it on our Facebook. And once again, if you do nothing else this week, I think it really is important to participate in that the webinar on Thursday from 11 to 12. It's called the Florida Road to Recovery. I think hearing from the Florida Chamber of Commerce and Jerry, their chief economist, will give you some insight. When we talk about trusting facts, they really are doing a lot of research. They have been doing lots of surveys and polls, and Jerry has been monitoring everything that's going on. So if you're looking for a great resource and some confidence in where and what Florida is doing to reopen, that will be a great one to join. So it's on our Facebook page. It's 11 o'clock to 12. It's all the 4 chambers doing this together. So join us for that. I don't think you'll be disappointed in his, I've seen the presentation a number of times and it's quite fabulous. So that would be my parting. Use the resources that are out there. The chamber is a conduit to get you to the resources that you need. So we may not have all the answers, but we're definitely here to get you to what you're looking for. So don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you for all that you do. And I think it would be such a good viral video to tape some of those calls that come in to the president of the chamber who's on. Deborah, thank you so much for reminding everybody to do shout outs to teachers this week. I know I don't count, but I'm now officially a homeschool mom. And so, but there are these teachers that have just had to just learn new systems and navigate, and it's just like, oh my gosh. So thank you for reminding us to give them some special love this week. So the creative way that I thought to where you could get a ticket to Media Magic, I'm going to go ahead and give two separate ones. Again, This is where you can come and work on your expert power bio, press release, marketing plan, meet some amazing people. There's some really dynamic people that are going to be there. If you go to my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Shannon Gronich, you like and share the page. So when you share the page, you got to tag me so that I know that you did it. And the first two that go to facebook.com/Shannon Gronich and you like and share the page, then I will be reaching out to you with a code to be able to register.
Or you could do the birthday girl too, Shannon.
The birthday girl too. Well, she knows how to get on Facebook. I've seen her on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm holding the intention that she gets it. All right, we will see everybody next month, and please, please, please be active in the chamber. And thank you, guys. See you next month.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye, Carolina.
Thanks, Linda.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, you bet. My pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.